Okay, I'd like to share with you our holiday Qigong class. So start with putting the hands over the abdomen, one hand over the other, so that you feel the lower abdomen and you're concentrating the Qi there. And at the same time, be aware of the heaven Qi above, coming in through the head, and the earth Qi coming into the feet and coming into the central channel, combining at the lower abdomen. And you can use the breath. Second, relax and just empty the mind. You don't have to stop thinking, but just forget about the day, forget about what you have to do for a moment, concerns, and just stop the mind for a little bit and relax. So in that emptying of the mind, just for a moment, the Qi flows better when we stop thinking. So we take this little moment, relax, concentrate at the lower abdomen inside, just below the navel, and slowly breathe in, and slowly breathe out. Okay, keep the posture straight. Feel an imaginary thread drawing up the head. And as we do our practice, just be aware of the posture being straight. The tailbone's tucked in a little bit, shoulders are relaxed, arms are relaxed, knees slightly bent. Okay, and let's begin by just raising the hands up as we breathe in, and then pushing down as we breathe out. Okay? So, as you breathe in, sink the knees a little bit. And then, as you rise, push the hands down. So here, we're not just moving our hands, but we're moving Qi through the center of the body. Breathing in and breathing out. Sinking down as the hands rise. Rising. Okay? So that's the yin and yang movements, contracting and expanding. Contracting as we go down, breathing in. And then really think of, as you breathe out, as if you're pushing. You can push a little pressure, not much, down into the abdomen, and you press the feet into the ground. Breathing in and breathing out. Pushing down, pressing the energy. And then it's like you're drawing it up gently. You bring it up to the face and then it turns around. So you'll see this theme in Qigong in many different ways, where the energy is being pushed up and down the central channel. That's clearing this pathway, because that's the channel from head to feet, the central channel going up and down, where the energy is coming in. So it has to be cleared every day. Let's just start loosening up the joints now, so that that flow of energy moves through our hands and arms. And all we're going to do is just twist. And you don't want the arm to be held with the body. Here you just want it to be loose like noodles. So when you twist, the arms just flap to either side. And the waist stays straight mostly. It's more, the hips stay straight, the waist turns. And then you get this loosening. Opening up the rib cage and the chest, loosening the arms. Okay, and now raise the arms up to this level and twist and raise the back heel. Breathe in, breathe out, twist, and look at the raised back heel. As I turn all the way to look at the raised back heel. You can go at your own pace, twist, and twist. So a lot of times the hips, they call it the frozen gate, have blockages. So we need to keep the hips loose and open so the energy is flowing up through the body. And oftentimes we're sitting and not moving the hips a lot. And so many people have energetic blockages in the hip and pelvic area. So if you just start by thinking, what I want to do is this, I want to just isolate the hip. Think of shifting the hip to the left and then forward. Okay, so it's not leaning forward, it's just the hip only. And then to the right, and then to the back. Again, we're not just doing that, we're just moving the hip back. So it's this way, this way, this way. And then round it where the hips are opening. So you get a creative flow of energy when the hips are open. And like I said, a lot of people have blockages in the hips, and it's very important to spend time opening up the hips, loosening. So rotate in one direction to start, isolating the hip. Really feel it press there, and then push back, either to the side, and then forward. And now the other direction. If you're sitting a long time, this is a great little practice, is to move the energy differently, even just for a few minutes. Okay. And now let's loosen up the shoulders. And this is called elbows to the sky. So the hand is basically going to scoop. And then it comes into what we call a bird's tail, all the fingers together. Then it comes to here, okay, into the shoulder. You can put one foot forward. And just makes the stretch a little bit further. If you push the arm up, it stretches all the intercostal muscles. So the hand goes forward, rolls, and then the elbow pushes up. Next, we want to work the fingers because all the meridians connect with the fingers. So the pinky, the ring, the middle, and the index, and then the bird's tail. They all happen one at a time. So you get this movement in the hands, that's stimulating all the meridians. Okay, so pinky, middle, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, curl here, and then push up. And you want to like sort of stretch them a little so you get that movement. Movement activates meridians and acupoints. Then push up. Then the index, middle, ring, pinky, thumb. And do that a few times. Look back, look forward, look back, one finger at a time. Breathe out, breathe in. And now the other side. So again, one finger at a time, rolling up. Scooping. Look back. And move those fingers. Lift up the shoulder. Breathe in. Breathe out. So any movement in the hands helps to stimulate chi flow, like they have those Chinese balls that people rotating their hands a little to build the chi. Movement. Here we're moving the fingers. So that's very important. Fingers and wrists have to move as well as ankles and toes. Another practice for moving the arms and the joints is reverse tendon changing. And this is called swimming like a butterfly. The hand goes like so, reaches around and back. See how my hand turns like this? And then it rotates. So you get this kind of a movement. So you're working the wrists and the fingers. Again, you're kind of rolling the fingers and you're pulling back. Okay? So you can do it like this, but then if you emphasize it a little bit with wrists bending and then turning and then pulling back, it changes it. The pulling comes through the body, then you rise, and then you sink, and then you rise, and you sink. You breathe in, and breathe out. A little bit toward the armpit. Don't tighten the shoulders, keep them relaxed, sink down, rise, turn the elbow, breathe in, breathe out. Now forward, same thing, turning. And this is like sweeping energy, then it scoops and gathers, then you go down, breathing in, and rise, down, breathing in. See how I'm sort of flexing the fingers a little bit, and then relaxing them. So come forward, turn, flex. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in as you rise. So here I'm turning all of the muscles, joints, wrists, fingers in this movement. Just all of that turning around. Just relax for a moment. This next practice is called holding the teacup. And if you think of the palm being up all the time, never turning downward, then you're doing it correctly. So, similar to swimming like a butterfly, it comes here, it turns around, comes over the head, down again, turning, and it turns around, comes to the front of the head, to the back, palm is up, and pulls through toward the armpit, turns backwards, so the tendons reverse. Then the other way, the back of the head to the front, around and forward, opening up all of those meridians in the arms, fingers, turning and avoiding many shoulder problems. And now the other arm, this way, coming this way, turning over the head, around, through, palms up, and now the other direction, coming through the back of the head to the front, around, okay, very nice. And relax. Threading the 9-hole pearls. We're going to bend down, we're going to breathe in, the arms rise up. The feet shift toward the balls of the feet as you rise. The arms come in, and as the arms come in, we shift the weight to the heels, and then breathing out, sinking down, and then breathing in from the toes to the fingers, and then from the fingers to the toes, filling up the whole body. And they call it threading the 9-hole pearls because you're threading each joint as the breath and mind pass through it, from the toes to the fingers, and then the fingers back down to the toes. So imagine breathing through each joint, and then exhaling down, pushing, compacting to the feet, breathing in, rising up, let the arms float, and breathing out. Breathing in, let the arms float up, and breathe out. And now we're going to do this to the 45, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. And this is like a bird. The arms move up from the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Instead of lifting arm, think of the back lifting up the arms. It changes the form. It affects those meridians and acupoints on the back. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And now 1, 2, and then a press. Don't lock the arms. Just a little bit of a bend in the arms. So it's 1, 2, and press. So I breathe in once, a little bit more, and then breathe out. So it's a light aerobic movement. And again, we're pressing. In Qigong, you'll see pressing, pulling, pushing, Qigong and Tai Chi, because that stimulates movement of Qi in relation to your being and your hands. And relax. Now I'd like to do painting the fence, and this is pretty simple. We just bend down and the hands come back. As we come forward to rise, the hands turn and then they come straight up. See how they're curved down? They come straight up. And it happens in a jump. The feet stay flat on the ground. And then when they come down, it's painting a fence. They come down flat, okay? So you feel like you're actually pushing, pressing something. Again, it's always a feeling as if you would do something with your hands, actually do something with your hands, you're doing it with the Qi. So you have that little feeling like you're pressing a wall as it goes down, okay? So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And the spine elongates for a moment. But you don't want to strain it, but you do want to have a little stretch and lift of the vertebrae. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. So I call this eagle spreads its wings. We're going to breathe in, and the arms are going to open wide, like it's holding a big ball. And then as you breathe out, you sink down, and the palms come together and then apart behind you. Okay? So breathing in and breathing out. And it's important when you do this, you can actually throw the Qi energy. So it's like you're holding that ball here, and then it's like sweeping the ground as if you're holding the earth, or two balls on either side, holding into the earth. And breathing in and breathing out. So you have that connection. Heaven, earth, heaven, earth. Yang, yin. Breathe in, breathe out. breathe in and breathe out. So this is a very good one for the lung meridian, because as you open the arm here wide, you feel this meridian stretching a little bit on either arm. And also, you breathe in and the arms are open wide, and if you hold the breath for a split second up in the lung and the bronchial area, it stretches it and it opens up the lung. So you're both working on the meridian and the movement of the chest itself. So a very, very powerful exercise for breathing. Okay, let's begin a Tai Chi Qigong practice. And we stand traditionally with the feet sort of apart like a penguin, the hands face the ground. Think of that imaginary thread pulling the head up, feet are rooted in, and shift the weight to the right and step out to the left. Now as you breathe in, the arms rise up from the shoulders as you sink down. Breathing out, you push down. Breathing in, the hands come in front of the chest as you sink down. Then expand them into a ball and slowly rise, turning to your left. Breathe in, and then slowly sink, breathing out to the center. Holding that ball in front of the chest. Breathing in, turning to your right. Just relax the breath for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out, sink to the center. Breathe in, open the arms wide from the back, shoulder blades. Breathe out, use the shoulder blades to push toward the face as you sink down. Turn the fingers to face each other, push forward and upward. Breathing in, and then breathe out. Let the arms go down. Now breathe in, bring the hands to the face. And breathe out and rise. And just relax. Okay, separate the clouds. Gather down, gathering the earth, drawing it up to the center of the body, breathing in and breathing out. Coming down. As the hands come up, roll and push, and then sweep. I call it sweeping the chi field down, sweeping the earth with the hands, gathering up. Relax the hands, breathing in. Turning the hands, then flex the hands slightly to the palms. And it's sort of like gathering all of the life force around, all the beautiful nature, grabbing the energy of the earth. It's there for us, we're not taking it, it's just part of us. We're just moving it through, breathing in. And then all that heaven energy sweeping down. And relax. So these two forces of earth and heaven, the field of earth, actually move through us, the field of heaven. But we have blockages from all sorts of things that occur in life. So we use Qigong and movements to clear those blockages, so that energy naturally flows from us, from the ground and sky, through the whole body. Okay, next, paddle the boat. So the hands come down, the arms turn, hands go upward, chin turns up, and we rise, push down, breathe out, lift the chin, palms face upward, breathe out. So the arms come up, and then they turn, we breathe in, and we breathe out. Breathing in, and breathing out. And relax. All right, let's do wave hands like clouds, and this is passing over the face, just like you're brushing the face. That's clearing the shangantian at the forehead, clearing the brain and the eyes. So if you just think of the hand sweeping, and then it turns down, and then it comes around, and it sweeps. And as this hand comes down, this hand comes up and sweeps. Now don't forget about the down hand. That's like the negative current. You're not just dropping it, you want it to feel connected with the ground. And the up hand is like an antenna for the heaven energy. So again, we're using the yin-yang combination, the two currents. And so, see, they turn at the same time together, and then one comes down, and one comes up. And then all we do is we turn at the waist. I'm not moving my arms, I'm just turning my waist, and then the hands face each other. One comes up, and one comes down. Then I turn at the waist, and then I usually flex the hand a little that's going down to kind of excite the chi, and this comes up to the face, and I turn. And so the down hand is scooping chi, and the up hand is just like an antenna, receiving. And what I'd like you to do is stand a little wider apart in horse stance, slight bend in the knees. And then you're going to turn to the right, flip the hands, one comes up and down, turn to the left, and flip the hands. And then turn to the right. Okay? So it's a little mechanical when you first learn it, but then later there can be more of a flow, more gentle. So you want to feel that as if it's floating in water. And then after you get this down, add the breath. Breathing into the left and breathing out to the right. Look at the rising hand in front of the face, breathing in and breathing out. Turning, breathing in, turning as far as you can comfortably, and then breathing out. Breathing into the left and breathing out to the right. Later you can add the weight shifting. As we shift the weight this way, the hands go. As we shift the weight this way. And there's an art to shifting the weight. And we'll show you a little bit about that. Breathing in and breathing out. But you don't have to. You can just stay steady in horse stance. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out to the right. So it's a beautiful practice. Again, the fingers sweeping in front of the face, clearing this whole dantian, upper dantian. Sweeping is a clearing, a cleaning. And when you sweep, in healing, you can actually remove chi. And so when we do wave hands like clouds, we're not removing chi because we're gathering the chi. This movement's gathering energy. And then you gather it by sweeping this hand below. Then you have it all here. And then that comes to the face. Okay? So all that chi is going into the face, facial meridians, into the eyes, into the brain. So there's a whole science to how this works. Now, as far as shifting the weight left and right, if you stand a little wider than shoulders and you let one knee trace over the toe, and as you do that, the weight shifts almost fully to this leg, so you can actually lift that leg. If you just do this, you're not fully shifting, so the weight shifts fully and the knee bends. Now if I want to turn, I don't want that knee to turn with me. I turn at the waist and not like this. I keep that knee straight so it doesn't get hurt. So it doesn't go beyond the toe, and then I turn. And then if I shift the weight here, I turn. And if you can really turn and look at the opposite heel, that's a wonderful stretch and practice. Then you rise up to the center, sink down to the other side, and turn and look at the weighted heel. Rise up to the center, sink to the other side, turn, look at the weighted heel. Rise to the center, sink to the other side, turn, look at the weighted heel. Rise, turn. So as you get this feel, your weight shifts and you turn at the same time. So you can do practices in combination with that movement. So it's very important to also work on the feet in Qigong. And so moving the toes, moving the ankles, we want that flow to come up from those points and meridians at the base of the feet. We want that earth chi to come up. And a lot of times we don't stimulate the feet enough. So movement in the toes and feet, shifting the weight to the ball of the foot is very important. Pressing that ball of the foot in, releasing it, pressing it, so that the feet connect with the ground. So that's an important part of Qigong. Now, we're going to shift the weight left and right in waving head and tail. So, as the weight shifts to our right, we'll have the right hand over here. So, the weight shifts here, and then as it shifts, this hand turns. Now I'm not moving my hand again, I'm just shifting the weight, and it's mostly moving my hand. Again, it's like it's flexing, like it's touching something. So if you see here, I'm making a half circle. Then, as I shift the weight to my left, I drop the right hand down, and then I press. So again, it's like a flex, press. Then I drop this hand, and I put it in my lower back. When I put it in my lower back, this is that bird's tail again. It goes right here at the mid-bend point, okay? And that's putting that energy you're gathering to the other arm in there. So I do this, and then I press, then I shift the weight to the other side, bird's tail into the lower back, and I turn. Drop the elbow, push. Drop the arms, shift the weight, And press with this hand, and then push, drop, turn. Now the other hand goes into the lower back, shifting the weight, turning the half circle, drop, press, and turn, drop the arms, turn, rise, and shift the weight, sink, drop the arm, push, rise, sink, turn the arms to the side. And relax. Classically, in most Qigong practices, there's one way or another where the hands push from the head down to the feet. So in our practice, we let the arms rise from the shoulders, shoulder blades. So again, it's not lifting the arm as much as using the shoulder blades, the wing bone to lift, and the hands just relax. And then they turn to receive the Qi, and then you're breathing in continuously. So you're breathing in from here, you're continuously breathing from here. And then the hands come up like you're holding a large ball right over your head. So you've gathered earth Qi, and then you're gathering heaven Qi, combining it over your head, and then you're pressing it down through the head, through the brain, through the thyroid, chest, abdomen, down the pelvic area, down the legs, and down the feet. And we're going to add sound to this. So the sound is OMG, Om. And if you think of a gong, the sound vibrates through the body and affects every cell. And in a sense, we're vibrating with the Qi, but now we're vibrating with the Qi and sound. So we're just going to have a little tape. And as O, the sound O comes in, you're going to feel it coming in through the head. And then ah, O, ah, and then 3 parts. So hips, knees, feet. So just feel that NG sound. It's like pushing energy really roots in from the lower half of the body to the feet. So the O is it coming in, O, and an ah. Okay, so I'll get a tape and we will do this practice with the movement. So as it's coming in, we're here, and as we come through the body, it's ah, and then the when we get to the hips, the knees, upper legs, and then lower legs and feet. So you feel that sound coming in. Okay, so now we vibrated that sound through the whole body. And now we're going to physically vibrate energy to the body, moving the fascia, breaking up the energy so that it flows. So there's different ways to move energy. Sometimes you move it with mind, sometimes you move it with movement. And in this case, we're just going to oscillate, doing weeping willow, quivers in the breeze. And that requires us just to raise the heels off the ground and oscillate the body. So it's shaking, but it's sort of like a vibrating, where you're shaking and consciously shake, starting with the toes, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the thighs. Shake those out, good. Now shake out the pelvic area, really good. The lower abdomen, the internal organs, the intestines inside. Completely shake it out. Shake out the front rib cage and the back rib cage. And now one vertebrae at a time, consciously shake out each vertebrae, loosening it up. Now they have machines that do this, but we can do it on our own. Shaking out the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, the chest and the back, the neck, the throat, the face, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the teeth, the scalp, the brain. Shake out the whole body. And if you're a little younger, you can do like 64 jumps. And what happens is it's a little bit less of an impact on the joints if we just oscillate and we get the same effect. But if you are younger, you can safely do about 64 jumps, not high, just a little bit off the ground, shaking the whole body, and then gently relax for a moment. And now we're going to shake and concentrate on the internal organs, starting with the liver and gallbladder area, which traditionally hold anger. And so give it a little pat down, vibrate that area, feel this area inside the body. And we want to release any anger that's held there, that stores in the cellular memory over the years. And there's a way to release it. And we can use sound and intention. So we're going to breathe out with a sound like blowing out a candle. And as you breathe out, really feel like you're releasing any anger, irritation, held. And then breathe in kindness. So Qi can be programmed. It's like an electromagnetic field that carries information. So it can be programmed with intention. So the intention here is kindness. And the intention is going into the liver and gallbladder area. And then releasing. Then as you breathe in, also breathe in the color green. So color has frequency and it's related to Qi. So you're breathing in green. And then and then come to the chest. Give it a pat down. Feel the heart, the physical heart. And cruelty and sorrow stored there from a whole lifetime of experiences, something you watched even on video or TV, something you've witnessed or experienced yourself. Cruelty and sorrow stores there. And so you want to release that, and we use the sound. H-A-W. And feel anything coming out of the heart, and then feel joy and happiness. Joy and happiness coming in. Releasing. So the out breath, just like we breathe, we can release. And these store in our organs, these emotions, and from Chinese medicine perspective, they cause health problems. So releasing with the breath, just like when we breathe out, we make sounds like it was a hard day or something. Purposefully, we're trying to release, but then we program something positive in it. So the color for the heart is red, and then joy, compassion, joy and happiness. And now, spleen and pancreas. Also the stomach area, vibrate this area. Worry, anxiety gets stored here. It might be the subtlest tightening when you're on the road or something, a little stress coming in there. You don't even know, and that affects these organs. So you just shake them a little. And just the sound like an owl. Ooh. You know, sometimes we make that sound. Ooh. We're trying to release something, just naturally. Ooh. But then we're going to draw in compassion. So there's a feeling of compassion. Yellow is the color. Breathing in, filling up into this area as if the breath is coming in here. And then, ooh, as if the breath is pushing out here. Then come to the lungs area and the bronchus and give it a tap down. So you feel that good. Vibrate it good. And now we're going to breathe in and we're going to release sadness and grief that gets held in the lungs with the sound. And sadness and grief is different than cruelty and sorrow, which gets held here. So, and then you breathe in courage. That's the antithesis. And breathe out. And then when you breathe in courage, think of the color white coming into the lungs. Now come to the kidneys. So wrap around to the lower back, just below the right at the rib cage. And give it a little pat, massage it a little. So you feel the kidneys. So the kidneys and adrenal will hold fear. And so we need to release any fear that's held in the kidneys with a sound like blowing out a candle. And then breathe in gentleness. So when you have fear, you can't be gentle. Then breathe out. And then breathe in gentleness. And think of the deep, deep, dark blue like in the ocean, deep inside, cooling energy. And release. Okay. So now we're just going to close class and we're going to let the arms rise again, gathering the earth chi called Di Chi. The arms turn. That's Tian Chi, heaven chi. It comes into a ball, comes through the head by way area. So to the by way. The central channel, Zhang Wan, down the center of my body, and then Chen is down, and Sha Tian, down to Sha Tian. So we say Di Chi, Tian Chi, Chi by way, Chi Zhang Wan, the center, Chi Chen down, Sha Tian, Chi go down to my Tian, Di Chi, Tian Chi, Chi by way, Qi Zhangwan, Qi Chen, Shanti. Circle and store. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed this holiday Qigong class. Happy holidays.